Another day, another commitment for Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs, who are absolutely dominating on the recruiting trail right now. They're the hottest team in the country, and they've once again flipped someone from Dan Mullen and the Florida Gators. Of course, earlier this week, they flipped Raymond Cottrell, one of the top 2023 wide receivers in the South, flipped him from Florida. And then, of course, today they have just now landed Julian Humphrey, one of the top cornerback prospects in the country, really, out of Texas. Long, athletic. This is a kid who was committed to Florida back in the end of May and was committed for 5 months until opening it up at the end of last month. Ever since then, we've been hearing that he was going to commit to Georgia, and today was the day he pulled the trigger. So basically, another flip. Kirby beat Dan Mullen on the field, actually destroyed them on the field in Jacksonville, and has since, kind of flipped two of their, top commitments, one in each class. And again, this is a big deal because Georgia needs to load up in the secondary in this class, and they're doing just that. 6'1", 185. He's got length. He's a sub 4.4 guy. I think he ran a 4.38 at the opening combine back in March. He does it all for you. He plays in Texas. If you can lock down guys and wide receivers in Texas, you're pretty good, right? And so he's not a Florida kid, but love Florida, jumped on the Gator bandwagon this summer like everyone else, and obviously has decided he'd rather play in Athens. So kind of a smart decision if you're a defensive back right now, seeing what these current Georgia cornerbacks are doing. Julian Humphrey is that type of guy. He again, he can run. He's twitchy and athletic. He can stay with some smaller guys, but he's long enough that you can put him on the outside and ask him to cover taller, lankier receivers. But he's quick enough to where he doesn't let a lot of guys get by him. He's tough, but his kind of quickness, twitchiness, the footwork, the length, and the overall speed. It's easy to see why Kirby Smart went after a kid like this and pushed for him. They're locked and loaded now, especially in the secondary. That's number 22 on the commit list. Malachi Starks is a guy who will start off at safety. I think he's the best player in this class committed right now. But he's also a guy who can drop down and play some linebacker as he continues to add more weight and size in general over the next few years. So at the end of his career at Georgia, he could be playing linebacker. But they have Marquise Groves-Killebrew, four-star defensive back, cornerback out of North Cobb High School. They've got Ja'Cory Thomas, a guy who can make plays at both wide receiver and defensive back. I think he's going to be that star position. They're still after guys like Jaheim Singletary, Kamari Wilson. They're loading up with defensive backs, and I've talked about it in videos before, but there's still lots of targets out there still. But Julian Humphrey is one of the top cornerback prospects in the nation, and they go out and take him basically from Florida. When he opened things up, a lot of people thought he would immediately commit to Georgia right after, but it did take him a couple weeks. He wanted to kind of do it on his own here. But if you're on Dog Post, this is not a surprise whatsoever. You saw this coming, and this is not a surprise because I've been kind of writing about it. But number 94 player in the country, number 12 cornerback prospect, number 17 player in Texas. This is a solid guy. This is, Jalen Kimber territory. Georgia has no problem going to Texas and getting kids. We've seen it, kind of year after year, more and more actually since Kirby's been here. And Julian Humphrey at a Clear Lake in the Houston area is the next to kind of leave and make his own mark at the University of Georgia, which is quietly becoming a little bit of DBU. I don't mind saying it. Eric Stokes doing pretty well with the Packers. He was a first-round pick. Tyson Campbell just out of the first round. But they've got a lot of guys making plays. J.R. Reed is now making plays for the Giants. Richard LeCounte, I think, still has a nice little career ahead of him if he can stay healthy. And then Darian Kendrick is going to be a high pick. I think Keely Ringo is going to be a high pick. So Julian Humphrey could be that next guy to come up and make a lot of plays. Again, they're losing a lot of guys. After this year, I don't think the defense is going to be as talented next year. Maybe a guy like Nolan Smith or Trayvon Walker come back, but they're losing a lot, especially at linebacker and in the secondary. So a lot of these guys in the 2020 and 2021 class might, be able to see the field a lot next year. But this is a guy who, again, the staff really likes. Every media outlet guys that I know in Texas who covered kids out there. They love Julian Humphrey. Again, he was one of Florida's top commitments in this current 2022 class, and he's decided to say no thanks and go play for Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs. And a lot of this is because, especially when they get these kids in the secondary, because Kirby has that one-on-one time with them. A lot of kids and their parents have told me, hey, the fact that Kirby Smart coaches the DBs specifically, and that's kind of his specialty, that's why they went out and got guys like Jalen Kimber and Keely Ringo, Lewis Seen. That was a big deal for him as well. And I think this was big for Julian Humphrey too, from people that I've talked with close to him. But big time player, again, top 100 player in the country, and Georgia just flipped them from their arch rival Florida. Tough to be a Gator fan right now. The program is looks like it's in shambles right now, getting blown out by South Carolina, losing commitments left and right. They have got to make a big time change sooner than later, or else Georgia is going to absolutely run away with them each and every year. They're doing it on the field right now and on the recruiting trail. And it doesn't look like the Georgia train is slowing down anytime soon, especially on the recruiting trail. And of course, we will have all of the recruiting news that you need as we inch closer to signing day, December 15th or 16th, one of those two. Maybe the 17th, actually. I got to go check the calendar again. Mid-December, it's going to be crazy. Locked and loaded. Georgia has 22 commitments right now. If I read that earlier correctly. But the latest team and recruiting notes, y'all know, stay tuned to Dog Post. Thanks for watching this video as always. Stay tuned to the next one coming up right now, and I'll see you over on the website.